Hey kiddos, I'm back. Today I have a story from the same book, but instead of the last one was Little Legends, Stories of Exceptional Women in Black History. Today we pulled out Exceptional Men in Black History. And I have a little quiz for you because I don't know if you've noticed the display in the main hallway when you're headed to lunch, but it says, who am I? And each little card has a description of a person and a picture to help. And then you're supposed to guess who it was, and then you can flip it up for the answer. So some of them are easy. I bet you could figure out a couple of them without flipping the card up. And this one is not on there. So, but as practice, here it goes. So can anyone name the first African American to serve as judge on the U.S. Supreme Court? Think about it for a second. Teachers, you can pause if you think anyone has an answer. So the first African American to serve as judge on the U.S. Supreme Court. All right, well, we're about to find out the answer. Okay, Thurgood Marshall. He was born in 1908 and died in 1993. And his name was actually Thorogood, and it was later shortened to Thurgood. Was a naturally argumentative boy and a bit of a troublemaker. His punishment for talking too much was to memorize the U.S. Constitution, which was probably not the worst thing for him, considering that one day he would become one of the world's leading constitutional scholars. By the time he applied to college, Thurgood knew he wanted to be a lawyer. He hoped to attend the University of Maryland, UMD, School of Law, but couldn't because he was black. The anger and frustration about that instilled in him a deep desire for justice and equality. Instead, he earned his law degree from the historically black college, Howard University. Not long after graduation in 1933, Thurgood began working with his mentor, Charles Houston, for the NAACP. He wanted to help fight for civil rights. Their major goal was to overturn the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that segregation was legal if the separated facilities were separate but equal. Black people in America knew that their facilities were nowhere near equal and that they had nothing close to the same opportunities as white people. Thurgood had proof, UMD School of Law. He and Charles made the case to Maryland state courts that in order to uphold the separate but equal law, UMD would need to have a second school that admitted black students. In 1936, they won. It was the first in a long line of cases they brought to take down legal segregation. Then, in 1954, Thurgood brought the case of Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka to the U.S. Supreme Court. It was the landmark ruling that would lead to the end of legal segregation in the country. In 1967, Thurgood was appointed as an Associate Justice to the U.S. Supreme Court. He would be the first African American justice. In his long career, he was well known for his constitutional knowledge and even helped the United Nations draft the constitutions for the newly formed countries Ghana and present-day Tanzania. Thurgood spent so much of his life fighting for justice. It was a long road, but he never lost hope. That's your story for today. I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.